What's up everyone, welcome back, Anthony here. Today I want to show you some of the shipping supplies that I use on a regular basis for eBay and Amazon FBA. I know a lot of times when people are trying to start an eBay or an Amazon business that shipping is kind of where they get hung up. So this is kind of a list of items that I feel like could get you started and get you through most shipping situations. Obviously what one person uses all the time will be different from what someone else uses, but these are the items that I feel, as long as I have them on hand, then I can get through most situations. So I'll try to group some of the like items together just to make the video go a little smoother and a little quicker. Let's go ahead and get started. Item number one is packing tape and tape dispensers. I like to have two. I like to have a desktop dispenser and a handheld dispenser. I used to use paper tape, which is the tape that comes on like an Amazon Prime box, and that was really cool and pretty efficient, but I felt like the cost of the tape itself and the mess involved and the upkeep of the machine was a little time and cost prohibitive. So I've resorted back to just standard packing tape. Now there's tons of different options out there. The only real advice I have is to invest in decent tape. Really cheap tape, you'll definitely notice a difference when trying to pack up your items. I do recommend at least getting something pretty tried and true like this HD Clear. It's kind of expensive, but I usually find it like buy one get one or something, like a like an 8-pack buy one get one for free. So when that happens, I try to stock up on it because I do like this tape. But I mean, there's tons of different tapes out there that work well. Just try to avoid like the dollar store dollar roll tape because you'll use up a whole roll on one box just because it doesn't like to stick. And as far as the desktop tape dispenser goes, that comes in handy when it comes to our next item, which is bubble wrap and plastic wrap. They're pretty self-explanatory. Bubble wrap is important for cushioning your items, especially delicate items while they're in transit, and it definitely helps to have that desktop tape dispenser when you're trying to wrap up your items in bubble wrap. As far as the plastic wrap goes, this is great for Amazon FBA because when you are bubble wrapping items, you're not really supposed to have exposed tape on the bubble wrap. So once you do get your item all wrapped up in the bubble wrap, you can put a couple layers of this plastic wrap on there and it sticks to itself and seals it up a little bit better. And it makes a pretty nice presentation for the customer also. I usually get my bubble wrap from Sam's Club. I think I get about 250 feet of the small bubble wrap for $12.99. Obviously there's better prices online. I like what I get from Sam's Club. I usually just stick with that. As far as the plastic wrap goes, you can get it from a lot of different places. Amazon's probably the cheapest, but you can get it from Walmart or U-Haul or Staples or Office Depot or basically any place that sells boxes. So bubble wrap and plastic wrap are definite must-haves. Item number three is packing paper. This right here, I also get from Sam's Club. I usually buy a pack or two of this whenever I buy a roll or two of bubble wrap. This is the Duck brand, and it's 240 sheets, and I get it for $9.99 from Sam's Club, which I think is a pretty good deal. Another recommendation I have is what's called builder's paper or contractor's paper. You can find it at Lowe's or Home Depot. It's about 10 to 12 bucks a roll. I'll put a picture right around here somewhere. I used to use that all the time, and it's actually a really good deal. It's not meant to be packing material, but it is great for packing, especially for FBA shipments. The reason I stopped using it was because when you tear it off, it does make a very loud noise, which is not ideal when you have two small children trying to sleep. So I did start using the Duck brand packing paper for that reason. If you can find it cheap enough like I do, then it is a great thing to have, and it works really well. Another kind of paper that I use is called masking paper, which I also get from either Home Depot or Lowe's or something. I think it's used for painting. It's great for smaller packages like first class packages because it doesn't weigh a whole lot, but it will fill the void. So packing paper, contractor's paper, builder's paper, masking paper, all great things to have. I tend to stay away from styrofoam packing peanuts just because no one likes to open a package and have peanuts go everywhere. So item number four is a box resizer and some sort of sharp knife or razor blade. This right here is about a $15 to $20 item on Amazon. It's called a box resizer, and it will save you tons of money. It's got this guide up here that you can move to different measurements, put it on the top of a box and move it around so this blade scores the inside or outside of the box, and then you use your knife to cut where that line stopped and cut up the corners, and then you can make your box smaller with nice perforated guides all around your box. Dimensional weight is a real thing when shipping, so the smaller the box the better. So a definite recommendation is a box resizer. Item number five, boxes. These right here are the free USPS boxes that I use on a regular basis. Now there's tons more than this, and I have made the mistake of ordering boxes from USPS that I still have stacks and stacks of. These are the ones that I use all the time, the ones I recommend that you get right away. This is probably the most important right here. This is a padded flat rate envelope. This is pretty much anything under 70 pounds that you can stuff in here will ship for, I think it's between $7 and $8. Definitely good to have those. In all these boxes, you just create an account on USPS.com, and then you can order them, and they'll mail them to you free of charge. Sometimes it does take a while, especially it being Q4 now. Order them as quickly as possible. This is another one that I use all the time. This is the regional rate A box, and there's also a regional rate B box, which is right here. What these do, basically anything that you can fit inside the A box will ship at a 2-pound rate. So even if it's 15 pounds, there is a weight limit. It may be 15 or 20, or the regional B box might be 20 or 25 or 30 or something like that. But it's all on their website, I'm sure. So basically, whatever you can stick inside a regional rate A box will ship at a 2-pound rate. So even if it's 10 pounds and you're shipping it from New York to California, it'll ship at a 2-pound rate. So that'll save you a lot of money. And the regional rate B box works about the same way, except it's 4 pounds. So if something weighs 20 pounds and you stuff it inside this box, it'll ship at a 4-pound rate. The other boxes I get, 3 more that I order regularly, which is just a small mailing box there, a large mailing box, and what they call a shoe box. These are nice because they're long but still kind of wide, and they're easy to cut down to pretty much any size that you would need. So these are definitely handy to have too. Now, I don't just use free boxes. The free USPS boxes are only good for priority shipping, and you don't always want to ship priority. So the other boxes that I like to have on hand are just a few that I get from Walmart. This is a 6x6x6 box right here, an 11 3/4 by 8 by 4 3/4, and then this is a 12 by 12 by 10.5 box. Those boxes combined with the USPS boxes pretty much give me most of the shipping sizes that I would need. So those are the ones that I like to have on hand. Also, on the subject of boxes, it's also good to have poly mailers, because sometimes you don't even need cardboard at all, especially if you're shipping clothes or something. Poly mailers are nice because they add almost no weight to your item, and it's a lot cheaper to ship. A shirt that was shipped in this would cost a lot less than a shirt shipped in a cardboard box. And the last thing I recommend is some sort of shipping scale. The one that I normally use is right over there on that cabinet with the display on the wall right over. I use that one because it's a little easier when shipping bigger FBA shipments, but you know, even a small little scale like this. I got this one at a thrift store for $3. Just some sort of postal scale, not a kitchen scale or a bathroom scale, but an actual postal scale. You can usually find it pretty cheap from Amazon or something too. Just something so you're not overspending or underspending on your postage. So that ought to do it today. If you like this sort of video, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm trying to upload a few times a week now. Also, be sure to leave your questions and comments down below. I love reading them and I love getting back to you, so they are all appreciated. Until next time, bye.